it's Zadie! Welcome to Flytte Kartina, and get ready to be served a huge pie of justice. Happy Thanksgiving to all you American peoples, and happy Random Thursday to everyone else in the world. I went to go see Justice League this last weekend, and I've gotta say I'm pretty impressed. So the weekend before, I went to go and see Thor, and there was a lot of impressive stuff in there. And the stuff DC has been delivering lately, Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad for example, hasn't really been that great to see. But oh boy, was I wrong about this. Giving a little preview of what's going to happen, there's going to be a heroic non-spoiler portion of this video where I give an explanation of the movie rating. Also, there's going to be a spoiler rant at the very end, which is totally my favorite part if you're a new viewer, and if you're a veteran, you know I scream a lot. Let's head into battle. The MPAA rated the movie Justice League a solid PG-13 for sequences of sci-fi action and violence. I've said this time and time again, the MPAA has their explanations as a little bit obvious and also a little bit general. Sequences of sci-fi action and violence. So this is a movie about superheroes, so there's going to be a lot of that sci-fi stuff, but there's also going to be the action part because they're superheroes, and what do superheroes do? A huge part of being a superhero requires action. So the explanation is really basic stuff. The action is self-explanatory. There's a showing of a war and a lot of fight scenes. The violence is what is harder to define. Given that it's DC, the theme will be a little bit darker in nature. The violence is not like the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where it's fun and cute. No, the violence is more like Cyborg's leg getting ripped off. Don't worry, it gets repaired. Amazon warriors get taken down, there's also an axe. The violence is probably the worst part of the movie, and I would probably not recommend your kids coming to see it. Maybe wait for the red box? Okay, so that was my explanation for the MPAA rating of Justice League. I'd say that they were correct in rating this movie PG-13. It's a very solid PG-13 movie. It's what you think of when you see PG-13 on the screen. On the frequency chart, I will tell you all what the frequency of the MPAA sequences of sci-fi action and violence were. I give it a solid 8, mostly because it was just always there. I mean, it was a mini war. The whole thing was just constant sci-fi action and violence. Don't leave yet. There is one last thing left, and that is my magical scale of movies. On a scale of Steamboat Willie to Deadpool, how appropriate is this movie for kids? I say this in kid standards because it's probably the more defined line between what you should and should not watch. So based on the magical scale of movies, I would rate this movie as Iron Man, mostly because of the constant reminder of all the fighting and stuff that was going on, and it might not be a thing that you want to see all the time. So that's pretty much it for this part of the video. I hope you guys were informed about it. I would recommend this movie because I think DC is stepping up their game in the movie industry. They went from the constant reboots of Batman and Superman to Batman vs. Superman to Suicide Squad to Wonder Woman and now to Justice League. The movie itself is not totally impressive, but I think it's worth a watch. But before I go, hello new subscribers! You thought you could escape my notice, but no, I will not notice you. Welcome to my world. Thanks so much for watching. Stay for the spoiler rant if you so desire. Have a happy Random Thursday. You have come to the right place, my friends, because it is time for the spoiler rant. Let's do this. Justice League. Guy and gal with mega awesome skills team up to find individuals with great power in order to stop a greater power from another world from destroying the world as we know it. Wait, that's Avengers? No, the title screen says Justice League. Sorry, that's me throwing shade. Parallel plots aside, Justice League is about the superhero team with uncanny abilities and quirks. They joined together because of the death of Superman and the threat of this guy with horns. No, Loki, get out. I thought we were done with parallel comic universes. I mean, this guy, Steppenwolf. This is gonna ruin my flow, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's talk cast and characters. Ben Affleck. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this. There are a couple of awesome movie review YouTubers who I do not want to tick off. They'll probably never watch this, but in the event that they do, guys, don't sue me. But I want to say that I do not like Ben Affleck as Batman. Chris Stepman will probably give me 50 reasons why Ben Affleck is a great Batman, and John Flickinger would probably just beat me up. Seriously, have you seen his arms? Even when he's not flexing, it's incredible, and it makes me want to get gains like that. Hear me out, I haven't had a whole ton of experience with Ben Affleck as Batman. This is coming from the person who stopped watching Batman vs. Superman 45 minutes through the movie because it was boring. Honestly, I think Affleck does a great Bruce Wayne. I didn't say anything about him not being a good Bruce Wayne. You know that whole thing about Tobey Maguire being an amazing Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield being a spectacular Spider-Man, and Tom Holland being good at both? Yeah, so that's what I'm going for with Ben Affleck. The scenes where he was distinctly Bruce Wayne were great, and I could totally see the rich guy who hasn't had actually any personal time because he's busy dangling criminals off of buildings and dressing up like a bat to hide his emotions. The Batman Ben Affleck was a little awkward to watch and honestly felt kind of forced. The deep growl thing that he had going on was just a little too much and it oversold the Brood. Moving on to Gal Gadot because more subscribers are going to sue me for stating my own opinion that really doesn't affect anyone, it just offends everyone. I already did a whole spoiler rant on how much I love Diana Prince, so I won't spend that much time on Wonder Woman here. Gosh, Wonder Woman is a wonderful woman. This film made me like her even more. She took some pretty hard blows, both emotionally and physically. At one point, Superman does an injustice move on her and it looks like it hurts pretty bad. The scene where Bruce totally hounds her for staying in the shadows and not being a leader also hurts everywhere. But she is, in my opinion, the glue that holds the team together. She's like a bridge. If a bridge had an Israeli accent, it could do some serious flips. Ezra Miller, he's a great Flash. I think having him as the first big screen Flash was a great choice. The way that he acted and was written stayed true to the comic version of Barry Allen. A friend of mine was very happy with him, so good job, DC. You've made my friend happy. Anyways, Barry Allen has a lot of good vibes about him. I think Zack Snyder, whoever directed this film, did a great thing with Ezra Miller. Side note, whoever's idea it was to put a K-pop song in was genius. Give that person a raise and a promotion because I reacted so hard to the pickup of Blackpink song. Hashtag Barry Allen is into K-pop. Please make that a thing. Jason Momoa was good. He wasn't really great, but I think that's also the writer's fault. I don't know, I wasn't actually in pre-production when they created Aquaman. Don't sue me because I was actually looking forward to seeing Aquaman in this film. He's a character that I'm genuinely interested in watching, so there, you happy? With that, I liked Aquaman in this movie, and I think Mera's appearance was shortly satisfying. Definitely want to see more of Atlantis in the future. They set that up really nicely. His hair wasn't blonde? As superficial as that may sound, hear me out. My other friend gave me some insight on the backstory of Aquaman, and blonde hair is actually really important to his backstory. Go look it up. Jason Momoa definitely had the look of Aquaman and was a believable one too. He had some good moments and also some cringy moments, but what is life without a good balance? Last one, Ray Fisher. Cyborg is a character near and dear to my heart. I watched Teen Titans as a kid, so this guy has a very special place in my childhood. This was a character I did not want ruined any more than Teen Titans Go ruined him. To give my honest opinion, I was a little disappointed. The CGI was all I could see, and it took over the actual human parts of his physique. And to top it all off, he was a walking tin can of exposition and plot development. This could have done with some more work in Cyborg's area, but I sincerely hope that DC is planning on developing his character more. The only reason I liked him in this film was because of the booyah. It made all my pain bearable for that one line. You have no idea how much I seriously wanted that line in this movie. On to the villain of this whole thing, the Vox. Wait, it's Steppenwolf actually. Okay, this guy was a giant talking cow. He was the only conflict in the entire film, and he wasn't even that good. I felt that the backstory built up in the movie led to a huge letdown because of how he was defeated and stuff. To contradict what I just said, I didn't totally hate him. He wasn't the worst villain I'd seen on the big screen, he just definitely wasn't the best. Sort of a meh villain. Some people talked about the film being choppy and didn't have a lot of flow. I disagree. Now, I'm not saying that there were some things in the film that weren't choppy, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I didn't really notice a chop factor at all. That's the way that I think. I go from one mainstream of thought, and then I go off on a tangent and then get right back on track. That's just me, but other people need to watch something that is all laid out for them. Worst scene of the entire film? I don't know what it's called, but it's the scene where their team is fighting Steppenwolf and there's this flood thing and they're all trying to escape. There's a whole climax of the scene and then it suddenly just drops. And then it cuts and everybody's okay. Not okay. It was choppy and a little bit unprofessional, if I can say that without the commenters attacking me. Best scene of the entire film? Probably the fight with Superman. Alright, Superman's alive? But I did like that scene. It had all of the characters in one place, and it was great. The chemistry was awesome. Henry Cavill as Rage Superman is absolutely stunning. There are no complaints that I heard during that scene. To sum everything up that I just said, I liked the film. It was slightly above Thor Ragnarok purely because it wasn't just raw entertainment. The main event was the plot rather than the humor. I'm only comparing the two movies because they were released really close to each other, okay? I had low expectation for this film, but DC exceeded my expectations for the second time. Question of the week: what is your superhero dream team? It can cross over from different comic universes, but let me know in the comments down below. To the Americans, happy Thanksgiving once again. I hope you are all enjoying the great food and company. To everyone else, have a happy random Thursday, and I will see you all on the other side.